There are three ingredients to making someone romantically obsessed with you. Those are making sure you have the same values that they're looking for, making sure you have chemistry with the person, and making sure that they know that you like them. So if you want your crush to become obsessed with you, you have to max out these three ingredients. And the path to doing that involves three options, which you'll do some combination of them. And those are to improve yourself, to reveal your true self more, and to stop making mistakes that turn people off. Because doing those three things will increase your value, it will increase your chemistry with them, and it will make it obvious that you like them. So this all applies to friendships as well. Like, all this stuff is not just for dating. There's so many similarities between this. The only single difference is what people value. So what people value in a friend is different to what people value in a partner. Otherwise, there would be literally no difference. And also, your requirements for chemistry with a friend differ from the chemistry you need with a romantic partner. At least I would hope. And you may be screaming, Ivor, shut up, you're wrong. There's a fourth ingredient, which is attractiveness. Now, I have no idea whether attractiveness matters. I personally haven't known, I can't work that out from my own life. Now, if you want the answer, because I don't have it, just go to ChatGPT and ask it, and it will give you the answer. And I looked at it before and it said like, yeah, it does a little bit in the short term. But are you really going to let that discourage you? Like, you know, if you get some pen on your shirt, are you going to go, oh, it's ruined now, I'm going to scribble all over it? No. So just because you may not be the most attractive person, are you really going to give up and not do these other three things, which will help you actually, you know, get a romantic partner? It would be pretty stupid to not max out these other three things, and then you can complain about your chances. Honestly, if you can max out like two of these three ingredients, you'll be pretty good. You'll be pretty successful. So onto the first ingredient. Do they have what I'm looking for in a romantic interest? People look for all sorts of stuff and it's different for each person. But some common ones are like, you know, you got to actually be like, you got to have some purpose in your life. You got to have good hygiene. You should probably be fit. Like, most people don't want a fat guy, you know? And importantly, they don't want someone who is kind of below them. Now, as sad as that is to say, there is kind of, a lot of people think at least that there is leagues in a way. And so if someone is kind of proving themselves to be the kind of lower value because they're kind of groveling at your feet and they're like, you know, you say like, hey, do you want to hang out? And they cancel all their plans to hang out with you. If they do that kind of behavior, they're showing that you're very important to them. They're kind of looking up to you and bowing down to you. And that, for most people, I think, is a big no-no. On their list of stuff they value, they want someone who's actually equal with them. So then we all know that this exists, that there's these values, but how do we match up with people on this? So there's a couple different approaches here. Just be yourself. And then at the other end of the spectrum, there is improve yourself and then the girls will come, or the guys will come. My stance is at neither of these extremes, and to explain it, let me use an analogy. Imagine that you're standing just in some field in the middle of nowhere, and there's a bunch of girls just like littered around on the field. You know what? Let me get my whiteboard to help me explain this. Okay, so you're this guy in the middle here, and these are all these dots. That's a dot, okay? Shut up. These are all kind of your options, I guess. Now, if you were to run towards one of those options, they would run away. They'd be like, ew, creepy guy, needy guy. I don't want that guy, right? If you were to stay where you are though, there's no dots over here. So, I mean, you know, if you were able to just stay where you are and get a girlfriend, you wouldn't be watching this video. I'm sorry. By the way, when I say girlfriend, I just keep slipping to that. This applies for both genders, all genders, I should say. But then there's a bit of a paradox. If you can't stay where you are and you can't go towards people, what do? Well, let's say there's some nice little mountains over here. You know, we're just in a field, there's some nice mountains over there. Ooh, I like the look of that. I'm gonna go over to those mountains. And maybe on the way there, you pass someone. And that person goes, oh, I like that guy, I want him. Oh, hello. And then you go, oh, hello. And that's how you do it. You don't run towards them, you run past them and they go, oh, hello. And they stop you. That is how you find people who value you. You don't try to improve to what you think they want. So when people say like, oh, just improve yourself and the girls will come, a lot of people are improving themselves in the way that they think society or girls like. So they're going to the gym to get jacked. but they're not improving themselves at what they want to improve. So they're running towards a girl. They're not running, towards the beautiful mountains. Girls will go like, oh, this guy, he's only doing all this stuff so he can get my attention. It'll be pretty obvious because, again, you'll bow down to them. Or even if you don't, if you kind of ignore them and try to act cool, you'll be like, I'm just focused on improving myself. It'll still be obvious that you're doing it for them. You can't hide it if you are truly doing it for them. But if you're doing it for yourself, so if you pick your goal that you honestly want to go to, what person do you want to be, which is signified by those mountains, and you go there, people are going to see that and they're going to like it because most people value that stuff and they'll like you. They'll become obsessed with you. So that basically explains the first path, which is to improve yourself. And there's other aspects of this, which is improving your chemistry as well. But in terms of the values, you want to improve yourself and that will help you. You can also do the thing which is revealing more of yourself, which is the second path or the second option. So maybe you're already pretty good. Maybe there are actually, if we go back to this, I just thought of this actually. Okay, so maybe you are actually pretty close to a dot with who you actually are. So let's say there's a dot like right here, but you're being someone you're not. So you're actually over here. The real you is there, but who you're pretending to be is over here. And that distance is too big. And so you're not gonna find a partner. So maybe you just need to be yourself more and show that more as well. And the third path or option was making less mistakes. That one doesn't apply so much here. We'll get to the next thing, which is chemistry. Now, chemistry is this kind of complex thing, and I've experienced personally trying to I've had girls who I've liked in theory, but I haven't had chemistry with them. And I've had others where I've kind of had chemistry with them, but I just do not like them as a person. Nothing against them, it's just I don't like them. So chemistry is quite complex. But really, I think it just boils down to, do you enjoy being around them and talking to them? A lot as well. So we have quite a high standard for chemistry. It's not just like, oh, he's okay. It's like, wow, every time I'm with this guy or girl, it's so fun. So that's what we want to try and do. And there is a threshold of communication skills that is required to have chemistry. That is why if you lack kind of conversational skills, which is what I used to have, I used to be terrible, you're not going to really be able to find anyone. Even if you go for girls who also lack communication skills, you're not going to be able to talk to them. So you're still not going to have chemistry, even though they're on your level, but that's not really true, but So if you feel like you're below that threshold where you just can't really have really enjoyable conversations with anyone one-on-one, then you're going to have to take the first option, which is to improve yourself. You may also just be making some mistakes though, so you can take the third option, which is to just stop making these mistakes. So it's kind of a quicker fix. And maybe around some people you find it really easy to be really enjoyable to talk to, but around others it's really hard to have fun conversations. So maybe if you were more true to yourself, you would be around those people more and you'd have more chemistry with the people you're around. So that's a tough one, but let's go to the easier ones, which is improving yourself, making less mistakes. If you want to improve yourself, if you want to improve your chemistry, conversation skills, confidence. Confidence feeds into conversation skills, because if you're confident, you're not thinking about, how people don't like you. You're thinking about how to make conversation. So you're basically doubling your conversation skills instantly just by being a bit more confident. So I'm going to go over that first. Improving your confidence and conversation skills come with practice, but you can improve your confidence, just some quick tips, by breathing, smiling, relaxing your shoulders, and if you're going to kind of talk to someone or you're scared of saying something, basically, you can open your mouth, or you can start walking towards someone if you're going up to someone. And personally, I find that that's an easier commitment than actually talking or actually going up to them. And you can also remember the consequences. So this applies for all discipline, actually. You can multiply the consequences of the negative action if you don't do this, and the positive action if you do it. So just instantly in your head, just go, oh, this is going to make me the person I want to be. And if I don't, I'm going to have the next 10 encounters. I won't be able to say something in conversation that's not who I want to be. So I'm going to do this. It's kind of a very quick thought to have, and that will help you be more disciplined to doing it anyway. And when you do that, you'll be able to say stuff that you're a bit unsure of saying, and that's going to lead to more enjoyable conversations. So if you were to improve stuff, that's what I'd recommend. And there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. I'm sure you're already doing that, but just keep going. And if you feel like you're making some mistakes, there's a couple mistakes that could be holding you back, even if your actual conversation skills or communication skills, confidence is quite good. So I made a video recently where I was basically saying you probably do have pretty good communication skills in terms of like showing interest in people, having more expression and being a more fun person, even just being more confident and talking more. But you're worried to do it because it doesn't feel like you. It feels foreign. And this is honestly, I have this on my whiteboard just there. This is one of the top 3 things I personally need to work on. It's really hard, but you need to go out of your comfort zone and gradually do more and more. So if kind of you're on some little desert island and that's the island of your communication skills, if you never kind of build it out or build a boat and start rowing away, you're going to stay on that desert island forever. And you don't want to do that. It's not kind of who you are. You're not stuck there. You can escape. You just have to build a boat and swim away. So slowly go out of your comfort zone each time and you'll expand your horizons. And then the third ingredient is actually showing that you like people. So wait, before you go confess your love to your crush, I'm not saying confess your romantic interest. I'm saying just show that you like them in general. So I think you would agree that it would be pretty hard to like someone if they're just always mean to us, they never talk to us, they completely ignore us. Maybe you'll have like a little bit of interest at the start because it's like, you know, playing hard to get, but it's not going to be a good strategy long term. You don't have to show romantic interest, but you have to show that you like someone. But you don't want to do it too much, of course, because again, like I was saying with the values earlier, people aren't looking for someone who just grovels at their feet. So what I would say is just give people compliments when you're thinking of a compliment in your head. If you're thinking, wow, that was such a funny joke, maybe just say, wow, that was such a funny joke. It's pretty simple, honestly. It's a bit hard to notice when you're having compliments in your head sometimes, but it's a muscle you can train. And when you start complimenting people a little bit, they'll feel loved, which is what we want. We want to feel loved, and we want to feel happy. That's it. There's nothing else in life. So if you can tick off one of those things, they're gonna like you. So now you should know the 3 ingredients that you need to have if you're going to make someone obsessed with you. You have to be good at the stuff that you value. You have to have chemistry with people. You have to be able to have enjoyable conversations with certain people. And you also have to not play too hard to get and show that you like people. How do you do these 3 things? Those 3 options that I gave you. You improve yourself, you stop making just dumb mistakes like not complimenting people and not using your full skills that you have, or you can just be more true to yourself. So stop doing what you think other people will like and just do what you want to do. And the worst case scenario, if none of this works, you'll be a person who is more confident in yourself, who is honestly just better because you've improved yourself, and you'll be doing what you want to do. So this is honestly a pretty good, just general self-improvement video, even if it doesn't help you make someone obsessed with you. But I hope it does make someone obsessed with you. Good luck and see you next time.